back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a get ready with me with a little bit of a story time, which you guys have been wanting me to do for a while, based on kind of like psycho girlfriend jealousy and my experience with like all of that. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Ready? What? It's early in the morning. I'm getting ready for, I'm basically filming another video later on today, and I just thought let's film a get ready with me before that because I miss you guys. I'm only uploading once a week at the moment because I'm uploading 3 times a week on my vlogging channel. Like I really wanted to do like a get ready with me sit down chit chat video with my bestie friendies, so that's what we're going to be doing today. I really need to shower, I really need to wash my hair, I need to fake tan. Okay, so I've just come out the shower. Well, actually, I just had a shower like 20 minutes ago, and then James made us some pancakes, which was so nice. Oh, and I have a cup of tea from James as well in my sea mug. So, we're gonna do my makeup today. Gosh guys, I think this is the first time ever on a get ready with me I'm gonna be using a primer. Also, a pre-warning for this get ready with me, I have been doing like a no makeup thing lately, so I honestly feel like I can't remember how to do my makeup. I have also a new, okay, let's just get on. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Pro primer. Amazing. I'm really not good at like makeup, beauty, being a professional. I'm not even sure if I'm meant to put this on with my hands. I always get told off for doing stuff with my hands. It's literally been so long since I've put foundation on my face properly. So I just kind of like mix them in like this. I'm just gonna pop that on my face. I'm not gonna like explain too much about what I'm doing with my makeup because I kind of wanted this to be more of like a chit-chatty video, but a chit-chatty video about my experience with jealousy, self-love, and how I basically completely transformed my life. I know that sounds dramatic, but honestly, you guys have no idea like the type of person that I was before sort of self-love and everything like that. I did like a question time thing on my story. Not question time, but it was like one of those things where people ask you questions. And there was one about jealousy, and I basically put quite a little lengthy reply about jealousy and how I used to be the most jealous person ever. And psycho girlfriend was definitely the term I used to describe me a lot. So basically I did the lengthy reply on my story. Sorry, I didn't finish that sentence. I'm really bad with that. I like start and finish sentences, never finish them. Okay, that didn't make sense either. I put that on my story, and then I put a reply, and literally never had so many replies to a DM. You guys were all like, please do a story on this, please share your experience. Psycho girlfriend was definitely a term to sort of used by me and my friends, or just like when you have a joke about it, like I would constantly joke, me and my friends would constantly joke about me being a psycho girlfriend. It basically just means that you are, or that's what that term, I don't like that term. It basically just means that you are jealous of everything and that you really struggle with situations and experiences, so het up about really small things, and that all comes from jealousy, and being really jealous of the most stupid things. Basically that was don't forget that this is my story. This is, you know, everybody's situation and everyone's experience in life and in being in a relationship, and being jealous is so different. So today I'm obviously only talking to you guys about my experience. Oh, I quite like how that foundation has gone on. Oh my gosh, I was meant to do my eyebrows before the foundation, Karis. So this is my experience on the whole thing. Just wanted to make sure I say that before we go on with the story time. Okay, so I was kind of always joked about along with other people about being like that type of person who was like a bit of a jealous person. I really struggled. I was very confident as a person. Like I wasn't shy, and I was confident. I came across very confident in myself and very confident in life. And so it was strange that I felt so it's strange to me because I now realize that a lot of that confidence and a lot of that sort of act was to hide my insecurities and all the things that I struggled with on a day-to-day basis. And I just thought it was funny at the time, and I just thought, I didn't really know why I felt that way, and I didn't really think it was something that I could stop. I just thought it was me, and that's how I was always going to be, which I think is the saddest part of it all, because little did I know that I could be in a much happier and healthier place in the future, and I wish I could go back and tell myself that now. And that's why I love creating videos like this, because I want any of you to know who are going to relate to anything I'm going to say about my experiences, to know that you can seriously come away from that and you can be in a much happier, healthier relationships, and have a happier relationship with yourself as well as with other people. So let's take you back to when I first met James. Now, James was obviously the best thing that's ever freaking happened to me, and I think, this video could not go on to be me talking about James, because honestly I could do a whole video with like 500 reasons why James is the best person on this planet. But basically, if you don't know who James is my fiance. We are getting married in like under 5 months now, which is so crazy. We've been together for 5 years this June. So we've been together a long time, and we have changed so much. We met when we were 17, we are now 22, so a lot goes on between that time period, and we've gone through everything together, and we've grown to be like the best people that we can be. And honestly, I just feel thankful for James every single day. He completely changed my life. He brought me to life. He made me the best person I could be. Okay, so when I first met James, I like fell head over heels for him. I'm not gonna go into like the whole story of like how we met and everything, but we basically met in school. I fell head over heels for him. I loved him so much. He was like the best thing ever. He was very different from like anyone I'd ever met before. He was so unique. He was so like practical and like sensible, but also like so much fun to be around. And oh my god, it makes me smile a lot when I talk about him. This is what I couldn't understand about when I met James. I couldn't understand why someone so freaking amazing and so just like made me feel like amazing about myself, why I still had all this jealousy and all these issues with certain situations, or just day-to-day things. I would get het up and I would get jealous, and what I didn't understand is, one, James didn't come with any package of like bad experiences. He didn't treat anyone bad. He didn't treat me, he didn't give me any single inch or flicker of being someone who was going to cheat on me, or someone who was going to disrespect me, or someone who was going to do anything like that to me. Like, honestly, he was just a freaking angel from heaven. And what also confused me about my sort of feelings that I would have is I'd never been specifically have reasons to have trust issues almost. So I couldn't really understand why I couldn't just trust someone, why I couldn't just meet James and be like, cool, you're freaking perfect, I love you, I trust you, let's be happy and amazing together. It just didn't work that way for me, and I just struggled a lot. Struggled when, you know, just stupid things like he would hang out with other girls, or be in a situation with other girls around. Like, I'm not joking when I say that I had some real issues going down, and honestly, I don't mind talking about them. Even at the time, I didn't mind joking about them, and I still don't mind talking about them now, because I'm not the type of person to be in denial. Like, I knew the whole time that I was being like this, that it was wrong, and that it was not good or not healthy. But yeah, I didn't know how to change, or I didn't kind of even want to change, because I didn't even know that I could be different, or that I could feel a different way. And it was so weird. I didn't know why I felt that way. I didn't know sort of how I could stop it. I didn't even know if I wanted to. I don't know. It was so weird. But I knew that it wasn't good, because I always used to joke about the fact that I was like, you know, the psycho girlfriend. And I was never rude or mean to anyone. Like, I would never be the type of person to go up to another girl and be like, why are you talking to my boyfriend? Like, guys, you freaking know that is not me. Like, I am a peace love giver. I literally love everyone. But I was just the type of person to get down, to get upset with James, which is wrong, to go in a mood, to kind of, you know, I would obviously project all my sort of pain and thingy onto James because he was the person that I loved, and I wasn't upset really about anyone else. I was just always upset about James, which made no freaking sense because he wasn't even doing anything. And this is the whole thing about the messed upness of it, is that oh, I forgot to put my little headband in. Love that. Okay, so let's move on with the story a little bit. So we met at school. We were just one of those couples that we were just known as that weird couple that spent literally like every day together. We got along ridiculously well. Like, I believe James is some kind of soulmate for me because it's been 5 years and we spend every day together and we never ever feel fed up of each other. Of course, we enjoy doing separate things and we enjoy doing this and that, but we get along freakishly well. Oh, I'm gonna have to concentrate, BRB. Okay, finished my eyebrows. We went through school together. We went to the same university to study maths together. We were very similar. So we went to the same university. We went to Exeter to study maths together. And I think this was where I realized that I needed to sort things out. And there was never a single, and I think this is what was so amazing about James, there was never a single point where he ever turned on me when I was having a situation where I was getting really upset, there was never a point where he made me feel like I had an issue. And I don't know if that's a good thing, I don't know if that's a bad thing, but that was just in James's loving personality, that he wanted me to, he didn't understand either how to make me not feel these things. He didn't know how he could any more prove to me that he loved me and that he was never gonna hurt me, which is, you know, what I would always say to him, like, I just need reassurance, like, I just need to know that you're not gonna, you know, hurt me, or that you love me more than anyone else. Like, it was just those kind of things. Like, I was like, you know, when you go on a night out, I just need to know that, you know, you're thinking of me. And it's like, no, I look back at these times and I get so upset that I was in that place and that I was so damaged. I know damaged is not the best word, but that's the kind of thing that rings to mind when I think about myself and how I felt, and it honestly does choke me up a bit and make me very emotional to think how I was back then. And yeah, it was crazy. So I wanted to share some more light-hearted psycho girlfriend experiences to hopefully make you guys chuckle as much as I did at the time, because even at the time I knew and would joke with my friends about how crazy I was being, but this is the sort of situations I used to get myself into. So I remember one time I was in uni and we were sitting on my friend's bed, like across the hall from me, and it was with me, James, and my friend. And honestly, I can't remember what I can't remember what I was saying, but I know I was talking about Justin Bieber, and I was literally like something. Obviously, we all know. Well, you may not, guys, not know. But I certainly know, and James certainly knows, I used to be the biggest Justin Bieber fan ever. I met him twice, so believer, me, very strong believer here. And so I was talking about something to do with Justin Bieber. I was like, oh my gosh, I love him so much. I was like, oh yeah, I love Justin Bieber. Something like that. And then my friend, I think this is what happened. Honestly, these memories are so blurred because they feel like a while ago. Here's my friend, she said to James, oh, who's your like celebrity crush? And just out of nowhere, which I now know and we laughed about a lot, like he just tried to think of someone off the top of his head because he wanted to say someone, because I'd been going on about Justin Bieber for so long. Like, he wanted to say someone, and he was like, oh, Christina Perri. And I think it was because he'd been listening to her like earlier that day or something, and I literally got so upset. And that, I feel like that is the most classic example of where the issue was at, because the issue came from, well, not came from, the issue was, the craziness about the issue was, it was fine for me to go on about Justin Bieber. As soon as James said, oh yeah, I quite like Christina Perri, boom, no, not okay, run back to my room, cry, have a tantrum, tell James about, you know, that's so unfair because Christina Perri looks nothing like me. Is that even her name? I'm not sure. Christina Perri looks nothing like me. And then like 20 minutes later, I would go and we would laugh with my friends about how crazy I was. But it wasn't like an act, like it was actually stuff that really got to me and really upset me at the time, and I honestly couldn't figure out why. I couldn't figure out how to stop it. I just couldn't. BRB. That is my alarm for 11 o'clock. Put my alarm on for 11 o'clock because my couples vlogging channel video goes live at 11 o'clock, and I always put my alarm on for as soon as my video goes live so I can hop to the comments section and know what's going on. So BRB. Okay, I replied to the comments on the video, and now I really can't remember where we were at in the storytelling time telling thing. Something about, oh, I think I was just telling you about the experiences I had. So, oh yeah, that was about the Christina Perry one. That one always gets to me. But it was things like that all the time. Another example of something that I would do often is things would be running through my head all the time. So obviously later on I realised, and I will go on to talk about this very soon, that this whole jealousy thing was a massive thing to do with insecurity. It all stemmed for me, and in my opinion, jealousy all stems from insecurities. Insecurities you may not even know that you have, you may not even think is a big thing, but they are expressed in the form of jealousy, which was my life up until a few years ago. I struggled with everything. I literally struggled with walking down the street and seeing beautiful girls. I struggled with seeing people on TV adverts. Honestly, I remember really clearly this one time where we were watching TV and there was this like really beautiful girl on the advert and she looked very different to me. And I was like, do you think, and this is, oh God, it makes me laugh so much. And I was literally like, oh, I need to do my makeup, hang on. Yeah, I would look at the girl on the TV screen and I would be like, oh, do you think that she's, you know, pretty? Like trying to casually slide that into conversation, which never casually slid into conversation. But James, being James, bless him, just put up with me and got along with it and was just like, yeah, of course, like I think she's beautiful. Boom, kicked off. She looks nothing like me. Oh my gosh, should I dye my hair ginger? I think the woman on the advert had ginger hair and she was like stunning. And I was like, should I be ginger? Like, would you prefer me if I was ginger? And it's so plain to see that that screams insecurities and just such a major lack of self-worth and self-love and self-anything for myself. It was just so crazy, and that's why I find it so, oh, crikey, literally just dropped a million things. That's why I find it so upsetting, because I'm in such a healthy, amazing place with like self-love and self-worth, which I'll go on to talk about, and that's why I find it upsetting to think back to those times. Anyway, so I think you get the idea that I was struggling a lot, and I know that this isn't something super rare. I know that from my experience talking about it, meeting people, friends and all of that, I know that it's actually something that a lot of people struggle with, and a lot of people go through, and a lot of people are just a lot better at not speaking out as much, and so they may feel these emotions but they hold back on sort of coming across as the psycho girlfriend. And so the first year of university when we first started was one of the hardest years of my life. Me and my family were going through something at home. James was a very close part of my family, and so being away at uni, James was my family. He was literally part of my family. We've always been very close to each other's families, and I was going through that first year of uni, and it was the hardest time ever, and I clinged on to James even more than I had done previously. You know, I needed him to be sane, I needed him to feel happy, I needed him. And I think that's when I struggled the most, when, you know, he went on nights out and things like that. I realized basically that I was completely reliant on James for my happiness and my stability, completely reliant on James for my self-worth, my self-love. All of that was in James. I was reliant on his opinions, and not only James, I was reliant on other people's opinions of me and other people's opinions of what I was wearing and my makeup and how I was looking and you know, everything. Oh God, about that. Like, I was just reliant on everyone around me. None of my self-worth or self-anything came from within myself, and that was the biggest, that was the issue. The stem, the heart, the soul of the issue was that none of my self-worth came from myself. So jump forward a bit, time went on through uni, and don't get me wrong, like, we still had an amazing relationship. Like, obviously we wouldn't have stayed together if our relationship 90% of the time wasn't phenomenal and amazing. I mean, more like 98% of the time. Like halfway through year 2, was it? Or not even halfway, I can't remember. oh, actually it was before that. Anyway, I started my social medias whilst I was at uni. Basically, it all got going. James was behind the scenes a lot of the time with me, and we ended up dropping out of university together. Well, deferring, which meant we could come back within 2 years, but we ended up not coming back within 2 years because things went so well with us on social media. So we dropped out, I think we dropped out halfway through the second year of university. It was working very well together. You know, James is extremely intelligent, like ridiculously the most intelligent person I know. He did a lot of behind the scenes work for me. He acted as a manager, and he still does that to this day, along with obviously being the other half of my couples vlogging channel where we upload 3 times a week. What was I saying? I just got sidetracked. I think around that time, if not a little bit after, was when I realized, I think I saw something about self-love, or something online about self-love made me think, okay, I need some of that. I think I need some of that. And at the time, honestly, at the time, I did not link it to jealousy. I just thought that was me. I just thought, honestly, that was me forever. Hi, me. I just have issues. I get jealous. I don't know how to stop it. And I started working on my self-love. I bought books off Amazon. I wanted to learn about mindfulness. I wanted to learn about everything to do with, you know, positive thinking, breathing techniques, anxiety, dealing with panicking, dealing with stress. I wanted to learn about that, and I did. I read so many little books, and that was where my journey kicked off. That was where my life began to change. I always thought that I would overcome my jealousy and I would overcome my issues that I was having with all that by my partner making it, you know, once I feel good enough with my partner, or secure enough with once he's told me this many times a day that he loves me and that, you know, I'm the only one for him, and when I know that, you know, he only has eyes for me, and just that crazy stuff goes around in your head, and you think that there will be a time where it will all sort itself out and you won't feel that way towards a person. Well, let me tell you, we had years of, well, I mean, I guess it was like 2 and a bit years of James being the perfect person, and those feelings never went anywhere until I started working on my self-love and my self-worth. Oh my god, I'm actually like getting emotional. My self-love. Oh my god, I just did my mascara. This is basically when my life sort of turned around for the better. Practiced knowing that every single human on this planet is worthy. It's what I preach to you guys at the end, or try to preach to you guys at the end of all my videos. I want you to know how amazing you are. I want you to know how special you are, and I want you to know how much your body loves you, and the least you can do is love your body back for everything that it does for you. I want you to know how it's the bit where I get a little bit stuck on how to explain my transition from starting to learn about self-love to literally being overwhelmingly self-loving and body confident, and my worth, knowing my worth. My biggest anxiety and everything throughout the past year or years came from not feeling good enough for anyone and anything, and that's directly linked to jealousy. That is, of course, directly linked to, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. 1 minute. Whilst I was in Sweden, I bought another Too Faced lip injection plumping lip gloss. This stuff is the freaking bomb. Like, literally, your lips will just like pass out. Okay, so we'll just let that kick in a little bit, plump up the lips a little bit. Okay, so yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I get a little bit stuck between that transition because I don't really, you know, I can't give you detail on how exactly it came about, but it was gradual, and it was a lot of practicing, a lot of knowing. And I would say one of the main things that has changed about my mindset, so many things have changed about my mindset, one of the main things that has changed about my mindset has to be that your value and your worth comes from you. And although you may be the type of person, similarly to me at this point or back in your past, where you are reliant on other people for your worth, okay? So this was me to a T. I wanted James to tell me that I was pretty with makeup on, without makeup. So there was this time back in our relationship, right at the beginning, where, and still to this day, James loves me without makeup on. You'd think that would make someone happy, that your boyfriend likes you when you're fully stripped down, PJs, makeup, and he was like, you know, I just prefer you natural. No, I wasn't okay with that because I had issues. I wanted him to prefer me with makeup on, the way that was one of the most messed up things, and I knew it was messed up and I couldn't figure out why it was making me upset. And so that's an example of how I was so reliant on my partner to make me feel good about myself and make me feel worthy and make me feel special every day. And now if I want you to practice one freaking thing and take one thing away from this video, you cannot be loved by someone else, truly loved by someone else, until you learn to love yourself. And this is where I switched and everything switched, and I honestly feel like I live the happiest life inside myself. There's always room for improvement, of course there is. There's always still gonna be days where I really struggle, still have really down days, still get jealous, still get upset, still have hatred towards myself, negativity. Of course there's always gonna be days like that. Like, we are human at the end of the day. But I live a much happier internal life, and I love the new things. You know, mine and James' relationship was amazing the whole way through, but the new perks of my newfound self-love and self-worth to myself is that I love now talking to James about anything and everything, and I love seeing him mingle with people. It makes me happy seeing him being an awesome, mingling, friendly human that he is, talking to girls, spending, you know, time with other people, and then you know, we're watching stuff with hot girls in there. We'll just joke about that, and because those things genuinely don't even make me flutter an eyelid, and I'm honestly not even being dramatic with you guys. It took me a long time to get there, and I love it, and I am myself, and I feel worthy from within, and I feel loved unconditionally by James and by myself, which is like so much love and happiness towards myself. I would actually love to hear your experiences below of things that you've been through, or things that you've been working on for yourself, or, you know, just your experiences with anything that we've talked about in this video. I would absolutely love to hear back from you guys. What has changed for me is just, I know my worth, and I know that I treat myself now as I would treat other people. Like, I look at other people, I look at you guys when I meet you, and I'm like, you're awesome, you're beautiful, you're a freaking amazing human, and I would never, you know, feel that, like, look at someone and feel so negative towards them and their life and their value. So why was I doing that towards myself every single day without even knowing that I was doing that towards myself? It was just crazy. Okay, I'm gonna actually kind of like wipe this off now and then put on my lip color. I also have a new lip color from Too Faced. I also posted this on my story, and I was like, should I get this, guys? And you were all like, yes, oh my gosh, try it. So I had a lot of positive reviews on my story about this, so I'm really, really excited to try this one. Let's take this off in my hands, because do my lips look plumpier? I mean, I'm doing that, so they probably do. I bought a new lip liner from MAC in the color Whirl. I'm going to use a little bit of this, and then a little bit of a darker one, which is my Rimmel color Rich. This going to be the color and the vibe that I was going for. Oh, God, I love it. Oh, yeah. That, if this ends up being like a good lip product, I will let you guys know in my future videos. This is my freaking new favorite color. We'll see how we get along with that, but oh my gosh, I love the color so much. Okay, lastly, I'm just gonna add my little freckles onto my face, as I always do. James kind of thinks they're real sometimes, and he's like, oh, your freckles, because I do have freckles, but obviously they don't come out under a full face of makeup. But recently he has kind of realized that they're fake, but you know, he's down for that. And that's a really, like, honestly, I can't express to you guys how much these days, like, oh, that is a really good example of how previously in my life, if I'd have drawn fake freckles and James would have gone, why are you drawing fake freckles? I would have gone, oh my gosh, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna rub them off. I'm gonna only, you know, I need to do everything to please others, to value myself through other people's opinions. Oh, it's just so sad when I think back to it, but now I'll go fake freckles and James will go, why are you doing fake freckles? And I'll go, because I want to, and he'll go, cool. And we'll get on with life, and we are so happy doing that. Because at the end of the day, although someone has an opinion about something, it doesn't mean that you have to change yourself for somebody else's opinion on what you don't want to do, and which is what I really never wanted to do in our relationship, is grind someone down to a point where they feel like they can't actually have a true conversation with you, and where they can't say, why are you drawing fake freckles on your face? Like, I love you without the fake freckle. I want to say, I really like drawing my fake freckles on. Boom, we're both happy. He's happy if I'm happy, and if I'm feeling confident and happy, he is confident and happy. And that is, why did that take me so long to realize? I don't know. I don't know, but I will tell you 150% it comes from your self-love and your self-worth. Well, that's where it came from for me, and I hope you guys know that you are freaking awesome and that you are living your life on your journey. The only person within your body living your life every single day is you. And the person you want to wake up and think, who's happy, who's feeling good, who's feeling worthy is you, because you freaking are. And nothing should take that away from you. Every day you should wake up feeling the worth that you have, because you're a human and we all have worth every single day, and we don't want to collect that worth throughout the day from other people's opinion. Be your own amazing, worthy human. And I know that this whole self-love thing is so difficult to understand, and self-worth, and it's not something that you can just say, cool, I'm just gonna go and know my self-worth and wake up tomorrow and love myself and know my self-worth. Like, I know that that is not something that happens, and it's actually something that can take a long time to work on and to practice. I will keep sort of talking about little things at the end of my videos and doing those kind of things, because like I always say, it changed my life, and I really care about you guys knowing that you're amazing and knowing your worth and knowing all of that. And I actually find it really hard to voice how I feel about self-love and what actually changed me, and I find that really frustrating, that I can't figure out really how one day back years ago I was het up about anything and everything to being where I am now. It just is crazy, and I honestly sometimes wish I could wrap my head around it and like write a freaking book about it or something, but I honestly find it very difficult to understand really the massive jump that I made. But I just know that a lot of it, all of it, is because of self-worth and self-love, and you know, a lot of it as well is to do with growing up. I was 17 when I met James. I've gone through my sort of years of growing into an adult, and everyone's going to change. Everyone's going to grow up and learn more about themselves, learn more about the world, and learn that there's more to life than feeling that way about silly situations. Put yourself back in the reality of life. Put yourself... Oh, my camera stopped recording. Just as I was getting passionate. Put yourself back where you are now on the planet, and everything that goes on every single day. Let's make the most of life. Let's not spend life worrying about these things, and let's, you know, work on the things we can control. Our love and our worth and our... Yeah, I'm really bad at voicing all these things towards the end. I'm sorry, guys. I hope that it hasn't been too much of a jumbled mess. I'm gonna now dry my hair, and we'll see how the finished look has turned out. Okay, here's the finished look. Last, to finish off the look, I'm gonna put on my little necklace from James, just to symbolize James within the video. Don't really know how that video went. I don't really know. Oh my gosh, I honestly find it so difficult because of my false nails. This is coming to the end of the video. I honestly not sure how that video went. I literally treated it as a do my makeup and just chat to you guys as if I was telling my friend, a new friend that I'd met, about my past experiences with all of that, because I actually love talking about it, and it's not something that I'm ashamed of, because that's how I felt. And that's, as a human, I feel like I'm quite good at trying not to be ashamed of how I feel and how I am, and that's just how I was. And I got to a point where I wanted to be better. I wanted to love myself more, and I wanted to make things change. And there was a point before that where I thought that wasn't possible, and now I'm at a point where I wish with all my freaking heart that I could go back and tell myself that things can be different, and that this isn't how you have to be, this isn't how it's gonna be forever. And at the time I didn't even know what I needed to do to make things better for me. But one thing I do know is that James is the best human to have ever walked the planet. I may be biased, I may be slightly biased, but without him, I truly hate to think about it. I don't know where I'd be. I don't know what type of person I'd be. I don't know whether I'd still be suppressing these feelings and having my confident front and yay, everything's great, and oh wait, now I'm crying and I'm a mess and I hate myself and I hate everything about myself and I'm not good enough for everyone. I don't know how I would have gotten over that if it wasn't for James just being with me and making me subconsciously realize how worthy I am, how special I am, and how he loves me unconditionally. He loves me so much. But I was never gonna know that until I loved myself. I was never gonna have been able to prove that enough to me. I was never going to believe that. And even though I believed that, I was never going to have been able to not being triggered by certain things into the downward spirals without working on myself, for myself, by myself. All of that came from within. The whole, point of the video was, one, to just have a chit chat and just connect with you guys because I freaking love doing that. And two, was to help anyone or reach anyone that was in the same way or is feeling the same way as I used to. All I can say to you is it's okay, you're normal. So many other people struggle with jealousy, so many other people struggle with insecurities, and not even knowing that your insecurities and your lack of self-confidence or self-worth leads to jealousy and leads to negativity and everything towards yourself. And I just hope you know that things can get better, you can work on it yourself, and I hope that you want to work on knowing that you are so valuable, and the person that brings you value and brings you the most love every single day is yourself. I hope you know your self-worth, because I know your self-worth, and I know that you are so worthy and you are so amazing. But I'm honestly not even sure what this video is. I'm honestly a little bit nervous. I'm gonna watch it back and be like, what are you on about? None of this makes sense. But hopefully we'll have some chit chat rambly video up for you guys to enjoy, and I really hope you did enjoy it. I'd love to hear what you think below. Obviously this is a slightly vulnerable video for me, so please be nice in the comments. You guys have an amazing week. I'll see you on Sunday, and I love you so much, and thank you for supporting me and allowing me to be able to create videos like this on my channel. Okay, I'm really gonna go now. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys. Mwah.